hustler, so I try and put things together. Like, I try to work hard, put things together, make sure my team's good. But it comes at a cost, like big cost. And
last year in the sport, he had that operation recently, the elbow surgery, which went very well.
I almost died, and it happened so fast I didn't even have time to react. After the fight with Jake Paul, my body was completely drained from long-term, high-intensity training. Even sitting felt exhausting. When I got into the car, I instinctively chose the back seat, just wanting to close my eyes and give my body a moment to recover. The impact came without warning. I didn't process danger at all.
Really, but it's probably that this is his last year in boxing. And I said that recently. That's not a definite, but it's very likely it could be. But
So here's what just dropped, and it's hitting the boxing world like a freight train. Anthony Joshua just announced he's stepping away from the ring, and this isn't about getting knocked down or losing his edge. This is raw, real pain combined with devastating loss and injuries that have left deep mental wounds no amount of training could ever prepare him for. The death of two close friends plus the physical damage he's carrying has pushed Joshua to a breaking point where he had to stop and completely rethink his entire future.
it was just from the heart, right? I knew I was mad, like, at myself, not anyone.
Eddie Hearn breaks down the invisible wars that champions like Anthony Joshua fight when the cameras stop rolling. The psychological weight of burying friends while managing physical pain creates a burden most people can't even imagine, and it makes everything he achieved in that ring even more incredible. While other fighters are busy chasing Twitter drama and publicity stunts, Joshua was battling through heartbreak and enormous pressure at the same time, displaying the kind of inner strength that separates real warriors from pretender. This is what genuine championship character looks like. And it makes all the theatrical nonsense from attention-seeking boxers like Jake Paul seem completely meaningless by comparison. Mental health struggles and emotional battles are always lurking beneath the surface. When Anthony Joshua opens up about his pain, it reveals the vulnerable human underneath the seemingly unbreakable fighter we see on Fight Night. Grieving for his lost friends while recovering from a near-fatal crash takes a type of courage that goes way beyond anything physical, and this harsh reality exists miles away from the glamour and spectacle of professional boxing, where real toughness gets measured by your ability to keep breathing and maintain your sanity. Situations like this completely expose how hollow and empty all the attention-grabbing theatrics from social media boxers like Jake Paul really are. Joshua's raw honesty and emotional bravery make him a champion of substance and genuine heart.
High-intensity training. Even sitting felt exhausting. When I got into the car,
When Anthony Joshua describes that crash, it sends chills down your spine. He walked away from an impact that should have killed him, but watching those closest to him die created emotional scars that no fighter should ever have to carry. The mental fortitude required to work through that kind of trauma while keeping yourself together in public shows incredible inner strength. This whole situation makes Jake Paul's shallow publicity stunts look completely ridiculous and tone-deaf. The real world doesn't forgive or forget, and Joshua's lived experience proves that authentic toughness means surviving devastating tragedy, not manufacturing fake beef on social media or stirring up meaningless drama for views.
To the pound-for-pound #1 is never a disgrace. We want to congratulate Alexander Usyk. What he did from the 10th round was quite incredible. From my point of view, I'm very proud of this man here who's continuously, since he turned pro and since probably the Dillian Whyte fight, has fought elite fight, big fight, stadium fight, big money fight, pressure fight, consecutively. And people sometimes don't understand the pressure that that puts on someone. And I can tell you that when people talk about the hunger of a fighter, you only have to see the changing room of Anthony Joshua after tonight to realise how hungry he is in the sport.
This perspective cuts right to the heart of what matters. No championship belt or undefeated record could ever bring back a human life, and this brutal wake-up call is exactly what Anthony Joshua is wrestling with right now. While Jake Paul builds his entire brand on manufactured conflict and artificial drama, Joshua and everyone around him are dealing with moments that make boxing seem almost trivial in comparison. Real respect belongs to fighters who survive life-altering trauma and find ways to honor the people they've lost, not those who chase viral moments and cheap clicks. Human life has immeasurable value, And Anthony Joshua's choice to step away shows he understands that crystal clear truth.
It's just a sport. Boxing sport is not more important than life. It's not. It's a sport. Put it in perspective. Who cares whether he carries on boxing? That's not the thing. You know, human lives have been lost. You can never, that's you can't get them back. It's priceless. You can't get it back. What does boxing matter? You know what I mean? It don't matter one bit. That's what I'm saying to you. It's like, but sometimes you get these reality checks in life.
Spencer Oliver sees Anthony Joshua for what he truly represents, which goes far beyond just being another fighter. He's someone who earned genuine respect through his actions and presence, both inside and outside those ropes. His natural ability and commanding presence made him impossible to ignore. So losing him creates an enormous void in the heavyweight division that won't be easy to fill. Unlike showboating social media personalities like Jake Paul, Joshua built his reputation through legitimate skill, unshakable integrity, and incredible resilience during situations that could destroy most people. His lasting impact gets defined not only by his wins and losses, but by how he handled himself during grief, life-threatening danger, and immense responsibility, proving to everyone what authentic championship material actually looks like.
It's not just that he's a big personality and he sells fights so well and he's a big character, and the press conferences, the build-up to fights, and what he delivers in the ring. The guy is a serious talent, and he'll be missed when he's retired, that is for sure.
Eddie Hearn's assessment captures the brutal truth behind Anthony Joshua's retirement decision. Fight fans around the world might feel crushed by this news, but recognizing his current mental and physical condition reveals just how serious this situation really is. Losing people you love and barely surviving a deadly accident fundamentally changes your entire perspective on everything. Stepping away from boxing right now isn't about giving up or admitting defeat. It's about choosing to survive and protect what's left. Anthony Joshua poured everything he had into this sport for years, so prioritizing his health and mental stability over continued competition deserves nothing but massive respect. This represents a fighter who knows exactly when it's time to walk away, exiting the sport with complete dignity instead of gambling everything for one more shot at glory.
It depends on his body. I mean, that, you know, I wasn't being facetious before, but like, you never know the landscape of this, but more likely he's thought this is a good time to bow out, or got a few niggles, and I don't.
Johnny Nelson explains exactly why Anthony Joshua's retirement feels so heartbreaking yet completely makes sense at the same time. Suddenly, boxing gloves and championship belts seem incredibly small compared to the life-shattering tragedy he lived through. Watching two of your closest friends die while you somehow survive that same accident forces anyone to completely re-examine what really matters in life. Fans might feel devastated by his decision to leave, but understanding and respect should be way stronger than disappointment. Joshua's bravery and humanity burn brighter than any title he ever won or lost. While the rest of the world obsesses over manufactured drama and social media clout, Joshua demonstrates that family and loved ones will always come first. His retirement isn't him waving a white flag in surrender. It represents a powerful recognition of grief, survival, and having enough wisdom to step back before the damage becomes permanent.
I'm down in Nigeria. It's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and, you know, these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing a life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Johnny Nelson puts Anthony Joshua's retirement into the proper context that everyone needs to understand. Professional boxing careers don't last forever, and Anthony Joshua just experienced something that fundamentally changed his entire worldview in ways no amount of sparring or training could ever prepare him for. The sadness that fans feel is completely natural and expected, but choosing to walk away right now shows incredible strength of character. While media outlets endlessly speculate and analyze every angle, Joshua stays focused on processing his grief and healing from losing his friend. Retirement in this situation represents a courageous and deeply human choice, proving that true champions understand when life itself has to take priority over any sport. His legacy gets permanently established not by fighting one more time, but by the incredible strength he's showing during the darkest period of his life.
Boxing's a game. It's a short period in your life. It's a game.
Gareth Davies breaks down the enormous personal price that led to Anthony Joshua's retirement decision. Losing teammates and friends who were that close to you completely destroys the mental and emotional foundation that kept him strong both inside and outside the boxing ring. Fans naturally feel disappointed and sad, but Joshua's choice demonstrates real strength and self-awareness that most people never develop. He's not walking away carelessly or impulsively. He's blowing through devastating grief while trying to protect his long-term well-being. Retiring now shows emotional maturity and deep respect for human life. Joshua's bravery extends way beyond throwing punches and taking hits. It's about accepting human limitations and choosing to honor the memory of those he lost instead of continuing just for fame or more championship belts.
Anthony's, if he's got these guys with him as part of his team, they're close aides, close friends. He's going to have lost two very close friends, two members of his team who are part of his mental, psychological and spiritual scaffolding. He will have to recover from this in all those ways, as well as physically, to go.
John Fury's heartfelt reaction captures both the shock and relief that surrounds Anthony Joshua's retirement announcement. Living through that kind of traumatic experience and losing friends completely changes how you view every future fight and every risk you might take. Retirement hurts for the fans who wanted to see more, but focusing on life, safety, and healing has to be the most important thing right now. Joshua leaves professional boxing with his dignity intact, feeling grateful and earning universal respect. He's choosing survival and keeping alive the memory of those he lost, which shows the most authentic type of courage possible. This goes way beyond just stepping away from a boxing career. It's a statement about humanity, resilience, and bravery that makes any disappointment about his career ending seem relatively small.
God bless you, AJ. You're one lucky lad. God bless you, my lad. Glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe, yeah.
Johnny Nelson perfectly captures why Anthony Joshua's retirement means so much more than just another fighter hanging up his gloves. After surviving such a devastating accident and losing people who meant everything to him, Joshua's decision isn't about quitting or giving up, it's about truly understanding the value of being alive. Fans will definitely miss seeing him fight, but this represents a warrior who has witnessed how fragile life really is when you see it up close. Boxing matches, championship titles, and fame suddenly become meaningless when you weigh them against losing the people you love most. Joshua's retirement stands as proof of his resilience, awareness, and humanity. He's putting mental health, grief processing, and recovery ahead of career goals and public expectations, showing the entire world that even the toughest warriors have breaking points. This decision honors both himself and those he lost, creating a legacy that gets remembered not just for devastating punches, but for incredible courage and genuine heart.
Nigeria, it's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing a life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Eddie Hearn's careful optimism reveals the delicate reality behind Anthony Joshua's retirement choice. Surviving that accident without permanent physical damage brings some relief, but the psychological damage can't be ignored or wished away. Joshua's decision to step back shows a fighter who has stared death in the face and completely understands why protecting his well-being matters more than dealing with the endless pressure of professional boxing. Fans might dream about one more legendary fight, but this retirement represents a profound act of self-protection and survival. It reminds everyone that no belt or moment of glory could ever be worth more than human life itself. Joshua's courage in admitting his vulnerability and choosing to step away commands far more respect than any victory he could have achieved in that ring. This creates a legacy built on humanity, wisdom, and the difficult but absolutely necessary choice of survival after experiencing tremendous loss.
It doesn't look like he has any major injuries. He's true. And that would be fantastic, and obviously be a very lucky boy if that was the case, but we hope that is the case.
Yeah.
Sonny Faz paints a chilling picture of Anthony Joshua's recent struggles, underlining my retirement is understandable. Surviving a near-fatal accident while losing close friends reshapes everything.
Everything shifts from career ambitions to life and death priorities in ways most people will never experience. Fans can argue about career choices and missed opportunities all they want, but no fight purse, no pay-per-view numbers, no viral social media moment could ever compare to actually facing your own mortality. Joshua's real bravery isn't just about what he did between those ropes, it's about confronting grief, trauma, and mental pressure without flinching or hiding. Retirement in this case is about protecting what still matters most, which is life itself, physical and mental health, and the memory of friends who didn't make it home. The enormous weight of his experience goes far beyond any sport or competition, revealing true heroism mixed with raw vulnerability that most people never have to show. This decision to step back demonstrates real wisdom, leaving fans with deep admiration for who he is as a person, rather than disappointment about the end of his fighting career.
2 weeks ago, this guy's in front of the whole world. Netflix, millions of dollars, breaks Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places. Decides to go back to Nigeria, almost dies. 2 of his closest friends pass away in the accident. You never know what days your last.
Eddie Hearn's perspective highlights the human element behind Anthony Joshua's retirement that often gets overlooked. Fans see a champion walking away from the sport, but very few people can truly understand the emotional weight and sense of responsibility he feels toward friends, family, and his own recovery process. Retirement means much more than just boxing in this situation. It's about healing from trauma, putting loved ones first, and processing grief with as much dignity as possible. Joshua's legacy now reaches far beyond championship titles to include resilience and humanity, teaching the entire sport that courage doesn't only get measured by how hard you can punch, but by having enough wisdom to recognize when life has to come first. By stepping back now, Joshua honors his lost friends and sets a powerful example of integrity and self-preservation that others can learn from. His retirement feels both tragic and deeply admirable at the same time.
Just to really be there for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy and
Anthony Joshua's retirement brings down the curtain on an era in heavyweight boxing, but more importantly, it tells a deeply human story about loss, survival, and incredible resilience under impossible circumstances. After watching his closest friends die in that accident, combined with the physical and mental damage it caused him, walking away wasn't a sign of weakness or defeat, but a powerful statement of self-respect and genuine self-awareness. Fans might feel the sting of knowing there won't be any more epic comebacks or heart-stopping fights, but Joshua proved that life outside those ropes has value that can't be measured. This decision also opens up endless speculation about the heavyweight division, who might step up to fill the void he's leaving, and whether he could ever make a return if things change down the road. What nobody can argue is that Joshua's legacy reaches far beyond title belts and knockout highlights. It's about courage, character, and the incredible strength required to face grief while living under a microscope as a public figure dealing with relentless pressure from every direction. As we think about all of this, the question becomes pretty straightforward. How much do you value a fighter's humanity compared to their career achievement? Drop your thoughts in the comments, jump into the conversation, and let everyone know whether Anthony Joshua's decision inspires you or completely catches you off guard.